One of the strangest and most fascinating truths about being human is this: our mind can decide to do something harmful, while at the same time knowing it's harmful and still do it anyway. Even more bizarre? That very same mind is also the one trying to stop itself. How can that be? How can a single mind want two opposite things? Let's break it down. The human mind isn't one unified voice. It's more like a committee of voices, each part of the brain speaking from its own perspective. Some parts want pleasure, some want safety, some want discipline, some want escape. The prefrontal cortex is like the CEO of this committee. It plans, analyzes, and thinks long-term. Then you have the limbic system, especially the amygdala and nucleus accumbens, which are more emotional and reactive. They crave instant gratification and comfort. So imagine you're trying to quit smoking. One part of your mind says, "This is bad for me, I want to stop." Another says, "But I'm stressed, I need this to feel better." And both of those voices are you. You're not broken, you're conflicted because different parts of your brain have different priorities. This tension is called cognitive dissonance, when your actions and beliefs clash. And this clash is not just emotional, it's biological. Now the question is, when these parts of the mind disagree, who decides? This is where a third part of the brain steps in, the anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC. Think of the ACC as the referee. It monitors conflict between brain regions. When the rational brain and emotional brain are fighting, the ACC notices the tension and flags it. Something's off here, a decision must be made. But even then, the final decision is made by the prefrontal cortex, if it has the strength and clarity to act. That strength depends on a few things: how much sleep you've had, how much stress you're under, how often you've practiced self-control in the past, and whether you've built habits that support your values. In other words, the part of your brain that knows better can only win the fight if it's well-rested, well-practiced, and not overwhelmed. This is why when you're tired or anxious, you make choices you later regret, because your emotional brain takes over. The CEO steps out of the room, and the part that wants comfort gets the final say. But here's what's amazing. Over time, you can train the deciding part of your brain to respond differently. Meditation, for example, strengthens the prefrontal cortex. So does reflection, journaling, therapy, and consistent self-discipline. Every time you pause before reacting, you're giving your rational brain more control. Every time you follow through on a healthy choice, you're rewiring the decision-making pathways. So yes, your mind can fight itself. It can both want and not want something. But in the middle of that conflict, a decision is still made. And that decision often is shaped by the part of you that you choose to strengthen. So if you've ever wondered why you can't just stop doing something you know is bad, remember, it's not weakness, it's wiring. But wiring can be changed. The mind that sabotages can also be the mind that saves. And the first step is understanding how the conflict works, because knowing your mind is the first act of taking back control. Subscribe to Today I Learned to know more about our brain and body.